I've got three trilogies that I need more people to read, so I'm going to tell you about them. The first trilogy is the Swords and Fire trilogy, and it is by Melissa Caruso. So the first book is The Tethered Mage, then we have The Defiant Heir, and then we have The Unbound Empire. Our two FMCs, Zyra and Lady Amalia, are kind of thrust together due to a very intense situation. So in this world, there are people that are mages, but they are not allowed to roam free. They have to be harnessed and used in this combat army, basically, to help keep the kingdom safe. But Zara is like, hey, I'm not even going to tell anybody I got magic. I'm just going to go about my life and, keep my mouth shut because I don't want to be run by anybody. And one day she is in this situation and she has a very dangerous type of magic that is not seen very often. And it just so happens that she gets in a fight, unleashes this magic. And Lady Amalia, who is like the princess of this kingdom, sees it happen and manages to capture her. By doing so, Lady Amalia is now what they call a falconer, and she is now linked to Zyra. War is looming, and there is just so many moving parts. This has a really, really cool magic system. It's very court politics heavy, and I loved every bit of that. This was such a good trilogy, and I never see it spoken about, so I'm gonna need everybody to hop on this and give it a read. And then let me know what you think, because I loved it. The next trilogy is one of my all-time favorites. You've definitely seen me speak about it multiple times. And it is starting to gain a little more popularity. I'm seeing a few more people starting to read it, but I need everyone to read it. And that is going to be the Bone Witch trilogy by Chupeco. We have the Bone Witch, we have the Heart Forger, and then we have the Shadow Glass. If I could convince you to read the series from one line, let me try. Let me be clear, I never intended to raise my brother from the grave. Tia is a bone witch, and these type of witches, they are feared, they are treated very poorly, but the world could not survive without them. They're the only ones who can put down these specific type of monsters / demons to keep the entire world safe. And you would think that because they are the only ones that could do that, that they would be revered, they would be treated so wonderfully. They're not. And Tia finds out that she is a bone witch after her brother dies in war. And at his funeral, she raises him from the dead. He then becomes her familiar, but he's still very much her brother. He's just not alive. This trilogy broke me and stitched me back together multiple times. I loved every bit of this series. It is one of my all-time favorites. I would give anything to be able to go back in time and read this for the first time again. Just to have that feeling of, oh my God. So if you haven't read it, I need you to do so, because this is a series everybody who loves fantasy should read. And the last trilogy, I know there's been plenty of people who have read it, but I feel like not enough based off of how good the trilogy is. And it is the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. First off, I love these covers. They are so freaking beautiful. And yes, I know there's another set of covers as well. I fell in love with these, so these are the ones that I bought. The magic system in this book is really interesting, and I'm not gonna lie, it has to do with actual bones. Like bones. There are angels in this book, and let me just say, they are not the feathered, winged, all loving, caring angels that, the Bible teaches us about. To me, this was quite the epic story. We have a bit of an amnesia trope in the beginning, but you'll see, if you're not a huge fan of amnesia, I promise you, it's not the things you don't like, okay? We have a forbidden love that is just gut-wrenching. And we also have some of my all-time favorite side characters. And the side characters have their own novella, which I don't actually own, but they do have their own little novella. So if you're part of the camp of people that have not read the Daughters of Smoke and Bone trilogy, then hop on it. This was my first introduction to Laini Taylor, and this is how I knew I would love anything else she wrote.